Hello everyone, I am back with another walkthrough of a deck that I've heard about and then discovered was out of print. And then found out was coming back into print. And then found out the creator passed away. Um, it was a whole thing like back in 2022, 21, around there. Yeah, it says it was reprinted in 2021. And the ink and the book, the guidebook in English, only just recently was reprinted, translated and reprinted in English just recently. You can get this off of their website. I will leave the link in the description down below. If you guys would like to pick this up, if you guys have been wanting this forever and you don't want to pay an arm and a leg for the new one, well, that being said, this is still an arm and a leg, but you're not. It's cheaper. It's more affordable. I don't know. I haven't. Yeah, I'm sure it's going for quite a bit. Um, they did some changes. I'm not sure if the book. I'm trying to remember. I could have sworn it probably came in like that book deck set that US Games usually does. I think US Games published this, if I'm not mistaken, or AG Mueller. It's one of the two. One of the two, or US Games distributed for AG Mueller. I didn't do my research. Point is, now it's independent. The creator was going to sell it independently. I think you could have. I think in the past you could take a course, and the deck comes with the course. They'll send you the deck, I believe, with the course so you can study it. But unfortunately, Kazanlar has passed away, and so yeah. um, but uh, yeah, I was gonna do a walkthrough of it when I first got it, but I was like, things got in the way. I didn't want to. I wasn't interested. But let's get into it now. I have it now. I'm in a recording mood. So yeah, the book is pretty good. It it is in English. You can get it in Dutch. I believe. I think you can get it in different languages. As you can see, like in the cards, you have uh, three different languages. I'm not sure. Four different languages. I'm not sure because the minor arcana. You'll see. You'll see what you'll see. He does have a different approach to the tree of life. The Hebrew letters are different here. I believe. Where is it? I don't think you can see it here. Where is it? Ah, yes. Aleph is given here. You see the different forms of Aleph, from the Phoenician down, and it changes to what we have here in the traditional Hebrew language. I'm sure there's way more. Obviously, there's way more symbolism here than just that. Um, so yeah, he the guidebook will say, you know, his background and all that. He calls this an ecumenical. I believe that's how you pronounce that. I looked up on Google definitions, the pronunciation ecumenical. Here he says that it is again, the ecumenical attitude allows that different religions lead equally to God. Meanwhile, in Google definition, it says that all the different churches, Protestant, Catholic, Episcopalian, um, I can't think of any other ones. All of those different variations of Christianity are the same. It's really more limited to Christianity, but here he expands it to very, very different religions. He was born in Iran, of a father mixed Turkish and Persian, and a Hungarian mother. And they were followers of different religions. And he's like, and then he came around to this again ecumenical approach to things, and this is where he got this deck, or where he created this deck. I'm not sure when he made this deck. Um, I wish there was a little bit more on that. But I believe. Nope, not gonna try. Not gonna try. I should have looked it up, but here we are. The deck is here now. you know. The deck. If I were to describe it, it reminds me of. Let me see if I can find it here. Yeah, it's right here. It reminds me of the... Do I have the other one? It reminds me of the Heimdall Tarot, and it also reminds me of this deck here, the Universal Tarot. For some reason, like just in terms of the vibes are similar to me for some reason with the Universal Tarot. I'm not sure if I did a walkthrough of this deck. I've used it before, but I don't think I ever did a walkthrough. But it reminds me the same of the multicultural, uh, multi-religious, ecumenical approach to that. So yeah, yeah, you'll have a lot of Eastern and Middle Eastern and Christian influences here. Comes in a two-part box. Yeah, with his signature there. The guidebook is really good, like I said. It comes with quite a few spreads here in the back, but I'm not going to show them. I don't want. I don't know. What is the right and proper thing in sharing spreads? You know, like I'm like, I don't know. They're really hard to manage, I feel. But let's get into the cards here, shall we? Let me zoom in because these are very small. They're I think a little bit smaller than like your average Thoth card size. The backs are really pretty. Oh, they're like almost the exact same size as your hand size Thoth. To compare that to a traditional tarot card size that you see, the rectangular size. It's like the same width but just shorter. The cardstock is also pretty good, but the cutting is a little bit uneven on the cards. I don't know if you can see that here. I don't know if it'll focus. But no, of course, it's always difficult focusing here. There we go. I'm like, please don't lose focus. I'm trying to show this. It's like a little bit, it's not as smooth of a cut as it was, but it still shuffles okay. So yeah, let me zoom in so you can get a better, clearer image of these highly detailed cards. Okay, so yeah, like there's a lot going on, lots of patterns, and they're very small. I kind of want a little bit of a larger card size, maybe, you know? I don't know. Anyways, yeah, the High Priestess, it's very much in that same design as the Worth, uh, with how she's dressed. It reminds me of the Worth or the Papist tarots. Here we have the Empress. Very, like, it's so detailed. There is another deck. I think it's called, like, the Garden of Paradise Tarot, and it is very similar to this art style. And I've been like resharing on my stories images that the creator is uploading on Instagram. So if you want to follow me there and see it, I will post memes and trash on my stories, but every once in a while I'll post updates of tarot stuff going on in the tarot world, in that, like the Weird of Sarah Howard by oh my gosh, what's her name? She made the Avatar Tarot and the Bonefire Tarot. Gabby Angus West. There we go. She is releasing. She's reprinting the Weird of Sarah Howard. And she's also working on another deck as well, if I'm not mistaken. Anyways, here we have the Hierophant, or now retitled the Prophet. Very, very, yeah, new to me. I love a new take on the Hierophant, and it does match up. I love the blazing light that he's in, the fire. I'm sure people in the more Middle Eastern cultures would be more familiar with this imagery. So yeah, here we have the Lovers. Keeping to that traditional one, as you can see, there's something dark going on one of them. A choice has to be made. I like how you can see the traditional lovers right there. Interesting. I don't know how I feel about that. Yeah. The different, yeah. Like all the little details is so cool. Then we have here the Chariot, Justice. Again, the like writing here, the and then the Hermit. Now some of these I think are like pictures of the frame that house the drawing itself. It's all taken together, if I'm not mistaken. Because you'll see here, like here, this is kind of photoshopped because that is a realistic statue head of of an Egyptian like baby head. And then everything else is like hand drawn. I'm like, wait. But then you have cards like this. Now this, I need to look at something. I believe there is a deck that just got printed, not reprinted, printed, uh, with this exact drawing. No, I'm just confusing it. I'm confusing it with another deck, with the it's now the inverted tarot. It's like a black and white deck that comes in a tin, and someone got it and recolored it. It looks very very different because the original was in black and white. Anyways, I'm talking about a whole different deck instead of talking about this one. I mean, that being said, I haven't really read through the whole book on this deck. Here's Death. Again, nameless but numbered. We have Saturn here given to it. And we have a bottle with the spirit coming out of it. I'm like, what's going on here? I'm like, maybe I should read it out to you, so we can both learn what's going on here, and so you can see what you get in the book. I think that might be a fair thing to do. Yeah, here it is, 13, the Arcanum without a name. The Arcanum has the letter M, and the Hebrew letter Mem as its Kabbalistic origin, which is equivalent to the Arabic letter Mim. In the first printed tarot packs, it was the practice never to write its real name on it. The hieroglyphic meaning of the letter Mem is water in Hebrew, which is pronounced meme. Mem. I'm like, I don't know. I thought it was always pronounced that way. Mime. Mime? No, it's not mime. It'd be mem. Maybe. The 13th letter in Hebrew is Mem, and it symbolizes the origin, the source. In Hebrew, the word for death begins with M, Maveth. In Persian, the first letter is also M, Marg. The same applies in French, mort, and in Spanish, muerte, which both come from the Latin mors. The year ends with the 12th month. The 13th month means the beginning of a new year, before the start of which the old one had to die. It is a symbol for the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new era that is fundamentally different from the previous one. It may indicate an unpleasant change. To put it in a nutshell, the Arcanum without a name signifies both the end and the beginning of a thing. In a positive position, it points towards a possible new beginning, new phase, a new way of life, the spring that follows the winter. In the negative position, it symbolizes a disastrous phase or the hindrance of a new beginning. The 13th major arcanum does not symbolize death in every case, but often change instead, the reversal of the normal course of events, the end of a modus vivendi of one form of life, and the start of a new one. That is very unfortunate that none of the imagery is being described here. What is being depicted here is not being described, which I'm not a big fan of, Some of the cards, though, that I've read from do describe what is being depicted here. And this one, I'm not sure. Anybody familiar with what this might be? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Could it be Persian? Turkish? Maybe. A story from Iran, perhaps? I'm not sure. I don't want to assume that it's this culture when it's probably more another culture. But I wish that was, described here, because this isn't your traditional death knight on horseback or skeleton with a scythe, death card. Rather like temperance, this very traditional temperance, very Marseille, with the alternating colors here. Yeah, here we have the devil. Yeah, with all the alchemical symbols. How interesting we have. I believe it might be vitriol. I could be wrong. I'm not sure with my alchemical. I'm not fully comfortable the with alchemical symbols. Yeah, here we have the tower. And then here we have the star, the cover of the box. With Venus. Right here you see this, the different planets here. Labeled as such. So yeah. We have the moon. Very interesting moon design here. Not what you usually see. Here we have the sun. A very dark sun. I'd expect the sun to be a little more brighter. And it's very similar to the Thoth with the different constellations here. Here we have Judgment. And the World. Beautiful World card. And the Fool is 22 with Shin, which, wouldn't it be Tav if it's 22? I guess he associates it with Shin, but puts it at 22. You know. And then we have two significator cards for a man and a woman. Very very dated. With the yeah, I guess with the yeah. I'm looking at the different at the sun and the moon being alternated and the stars here. I'm not sure if he writes. I don't think he mentions those two cards in the book. If he does, I hope he does. So yeah, here we have the Ace of Wands. The 2. So here we have a lot of Hindu depictions here. Six of Wands. So you can see that some of them aren't very similar to the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith. The images are very, very different. Yeah, like the Ten of Wands. Definitely not a overburden type of card, but there is some struggle going on here. Here we have the Page. And you will see that here it does say in this line here, a Faklias Aprod. I probably butchered that. Here we have Vadasat. And that is describing, those are the titles of what's going on here in the cards, rather than like in the majors where they're just the simple titles. But these aren't translated. So here we have the Knight of Wands. And you see that the knights, the court cards are given Ein Sof, which is like the part of the Tree of Life that comes before Keter. Well, it's not really before, but it's the nothingness, the limitless, endless nothingness, I believe, but that comes before Keter. And the court cards of all things are given to that. This is something very interesting because you don't really see a lot of I don't think I've ever seen a tarot deck use the Ein Sof in the tarot as a correspondence itself. So yeah. And then you have the astrological stuff here. It's like, I believe this is Aries and Mars. And then this is Leo and the Sun. And then again, Leo and Sagittarius. I'm like, I wonder how he's going to distribute those again. And then we have here the Ace of Cups. The Two of Cups. The 3. Here we have the 4. So it is definitely getting, I think the cups are more European. Here are the 5 of Cups. And then the 6. The 7. Crucifixion. The 8. The 9. Very like... what is it? Like... What is the term? It's giving Marie Antoinette. Or Amadeus. It's giving like the rich people in what's it called? Our flag means death. Here we have the 10 of Cups. And here we have the Page of Cups. This is a very interesting Page of Cups because this is like a very, this is a Toldi Miklos is a very like, it's like a Samson like figure, and very strong. He was able to, as you can see, he was wrestling wolves. I believe he died, if I'm not mistaken. The guidebook says. The book says. Here we have the Rider of Cups. I want to say Rider because it's Ritter the Kelche. Keltke? Can someone help me with the pronunciation of that? I'm like, I want to say Rider because it's Ritter, but it's knight, I guess. I'm like, yeah. Anyways, Queen of Cups. And then the King. Very interesting King of Cups. He could be almost the Emperor, or like a King of Coins, or a King of Wands. Like the imagery, like the tarot brain makes me want to go that route rather than cups. Here we have the Ace of Swords, and now we're getting Egyptian, ancient Egyptian. 2, the 3. Again, not your traditional sorrow card. 4 of Swords. 5. The 6. 7. The 8. The 9. And the 10. Lots of pyramids. Like, we get it. We're in Egypt. Then we have the Page. The Knight. Yeah, and you can see here it's Seth. Really? This is Seth. Okay. I thought Seth was a little different. Horus. Isis. And I guess Osiris is the King of Swords. Yeah. There he is, dead, but also resurrected, alive. But dead? Immortal? Anyways, here we have the Ace of Coins. We're on to the last suit now. And the 2 of Coins, the dervishes dancing. Yeah, the 3 of Coins. The 4. The 5. With fishes. Very watery card for the Earth suit. I love it when they do that. It's like, I love it, but also it's like, it's gotta make sense. I don't know. There's a way to do it. There's a way to do it to make it make sense. You know. For some reason. Some decks pull it off. Others not so much. Here I have the 7. The 8. Weaving. And then the 9. And the 10. So these got a little more traditional Rider-Waite-Smith treatment. So yeah. Alibaba for the Page of Coins. Zufi Uja. And yeah, I'm not going to try. No, I'm not going to continue trying to pronounce those. I will look them up and I will see how the pronunciation will be done. For the Knight of Coins. Yeah, the Queen of Coins. Beautiful. Beautiful Queen of Coins. And I love this King of Coins. I think he was one of the first cards that I got in a reading. The King of Coins. So yeah. That is the Kazanlar Tarot. let me zoom back out so I can do this. So I can get a proper shuffle here. So yeah, it's not a very easy, it's not an even shuffle as much as I would like. The lamination is pretty good. It's not glossy, it's matte. It's not super hard to shuffle. But the cutting, it just, I can just feel the unevenness in the cards. You can see them there, how it's, you can see the rough cutting there. But you know what? I'm just happy to have this deck reprinted and available. So yeah, it's on their website. Like I said, link will be in the description down below. And yeah, R.I.P. Emil Kazanlar. Kazanlar Aminola Emil. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. Aminola, right? Aminola? I'm sorry if I butchered that. But yeah, we lost a good one. I wish I had this deck before, because it's right up my alley. It's definitely what I like in the tarot. I love the details. I love everything about it. And it reads pretty good, but there's just some cards that I have to read up on and familiarize myself with, except for like some of the imagery, like again the death card. I wish writers didn't do that. I mean, definitely, like, there needs to be a whole, like, this needs to continue on and explain what is on the image, even though the letters are important, unless I'm like missing a part. Like maybe this is all the letters. No, yeah, it's that is how it is. I wish it would describe more or less what is going on in the cards. That's what I really prefer. You know, in my books, you know. Yeah, there's another deck which I'm might do a walkthrough of right now that also did this with its guidebook. But yeah. Anyways, thank you everyone for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know what you thought of the, I don't know why I put it away so you guys can still see it. Come on, give us something. The Kazanlar Tarot. Yeah. I'll see you all in the next video, whatever that is.